You don't have impressions and don't have memories. What do you draw?
I work out of darkness. I only have what I do on paper. What I have not there, I do not have. And I never have.
What is your freedom?
How I conceptualize.
When I have a mirror in hand, I always play a game. I try to find new pictures in space. If you look at this mirror, just tell me when you see a new picture you haven't seen before.
There's one.
What is new in it?
It's light reflecting on the lamp.
The light. Do you like light or is it indifferent? If you have the beat, as you say.
That's right. If I have the beat, it's unimportant. I can work anywhere.
Colors mean something primarily, or it is instinctive what you make, what color you give to the forms?
Basically, it's all free, you know. There's no limit set to how colors have to be used. I like the shine in the colors. I like tonality.
Can you foresee what is going to be on the paper?
I cannot. It's impossible. There's never enough time to think out all these lines which I would put on paper.
Rules mean anything to you. I mean that there are traditions, there are rules you have to accept, or you don't have to accept anything.
There are too many rules, yes, there are too many rules. We should have some cleanup there, huh?
But there are rules. You see, you would be upset if somebody hanged your picture upside down.
I think it would be quite good to turn pictures once in a while, also for oneself, to realize how fast we settle down, how fast we lose curiosity, how fast we just go on an automatic pilot.
Do you have pictures handwritten if they can be put upside down?
Creative energy has no gravity.
So in art, none of the physical rules exist.
We at least try to make believe that it is so.
You are sitting here in a garden, in a park, in front of the Hungarian television. What were you inspired? You had this picture before, or you are inspired here?
I guess I was sitting down with you and I was looking for the beat. I saw these kids swinging, and that gave me some movement. The movement of the swing.
You have the picture when you start drawing, when you put your pen on the paper, you have the vision of the whole picture.
I have nothing.
You don't. It is developing.
It is developing. I look for the circle, you know, where I can start. The most difficult thing is to find the place where you put the pen down on an empty space. And as soon as you decide where you put that pen down, you can develop.
Thinking when you are drawing, or
No.
you're just what
Well,
are you doing? You have emotions,
I let the hand flow, you know. I do not tell my hand what to do.
and what do you think of?
Nothing.
You are not thinking that I'm just drawing now.
No, I don't think anything.
And what sort of feelings you have? You enjoy it when you are doing?
Sometimes I enjoy, sometimes not, but it's irrelevant, you know. My feelings are absolutely irrelevant to the flow of the line. As I say, I try not to tell my hand what to do. I also tell myself not to tell myself what to do, you know.
Is it sure that you are drawing these pictures or someone else? Who is drawing these pictures? You are just a hand which is having a pen in, and you are inspired by someone else or energy, or what is driving you?
It's my heartbeat, you know.
That's why you go to foreign countries so often. You are an adventurer, a globetrotter. You go everywhere just to have new inspiration.
That's right, yes, I do, yes. It's fascinating for me. There are new impulses, new situations for me which I do not know. That's how I came to Budapest. That's how I came to Budapest, by chance, which turned into fascination for the city, for the people, for these beautiful buildings which are in this great city, you know, for the culture.
So you are an adventurer type of a person who always seeks something, a real surprise for himself. You are always
That's
surprised.
Right. That's right. I do like to surprise myself, yes. To be surprised, to be freed, you know, to get the impulse going.
Yeah.
Are you free
line,
or you have a destiny?
I know at the end, you know, at the end of my life, they will tell me, you know.
But now you feel free to do what you want.
Yes, sort of, you know, as much as I can be, you know. There are limits to everybody's life, as there are to mine.
You think that anybody can be an artist? Or those who have this ability to find the beat?
Takuma maisi, takuma mama. Takuma maisi, takuma mama. Takuma maisi, takuma mama. Tika, 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 tika. Takuma maisi, takuma mama. Kuma, takuma maisi, takuma mama. Takuma mama.
Ich muss verkaufen meine Arbeit wie ein Schauspieler.
I do think so, yes. Because we are all part of life. And if you take the effort and the energy to do it, you are one.
Are you angry with those who don't understand you? I mean, somebody watches your picture and says, oh, it is nothing.
No, not at all. Because so many times I do not understand myself, you know. And then I say the same thing. I'm happy these people tell that to me, because then I understand myself, how limited I am. And I say, that's you're right, you know. It's okay, you know. It happens to me every day, you know. Things I don't understand, you know. Yeah.
And when you go to an exhibition, let's say to a fellow artist exhibition, and you don't understand the picture because it is abstract and you can't catch it, are you willing to tell him that it is nothing, it is useless?
Well, you know, artists are very cruel beings. They tear anything down which they don't make themselves. And I'm probably the same, you know. This is the worst, you know, which can happen to a human being, like being an artist and so competitive, you know. It's very bad, you know. It is the greatest limits you put on yourself, you know. So I try to be modest, huh? It's not easy.
You are perfectly balanced, as I see, because you enjoy what you are doing and you seem to be very content with life. you have something working inside which drives you to do those pictures.
Well, I have something beside me, you know, which is my family, my wife. Which is part of my balance.
You have an exhibition here in Budapest in a very strange building in Kistelő Museum. Did you enjoy when you entered this hall?
Yes, I did, yes. Because of the transformation this building went through. It started as a church, it became a military installation, then it got bombed in the Second World War, so it has all the scars of life.
Jürg, you said that this place is important for you or interesting for you because there are scars and wounds everywhere. Do you have wounds and scars as well?
Good question.
I just wonder if you are wounded or not.
I guess I survived. I survived my try to put something new on paper.
The title is The Joy of Nothing. Is it serious that you are talking about this words joy and nothing? Are they not contradictory?
As serious as I can be, I say this, you know, to me, the joy of nothing is a built-in equilibrium in life. And to me, it's not easy to get. It is a lot of damn hard work, you know, to get there.
It's a state of mind you reach when you have achieved something.
When you are empty? No?
Or fulfilled. It's the type of peace you have when you rest, when you are in a period of balance, a short period of balance.
Are you similar to the other people, or you are just a strange and peculiar phenomena?
You know, I might have a slightly different outlook.
Hello, Peter. Yes, I'm back in Hungary, yes. I enjoy it very much. It's a great place to be. It always gives me new ideas and a lot of things to think about it. Okay, bye-bye.
Look, but this film, what we make is a kind of monument. Do you think that we have to build monuments for ourselves?
We build monuments, I think, as a replacement of life. As a replacement for action, as a replacement for that moments do not last. In our memory, we always think of the sunny days. But the rain is filling my heart with joy as a farmer's boy. It's a sign of life. And so our systems collapsed are a sign of life to me, that things move on, that we are able to take the risk and build on to what has been proven not to be good.
So this is the joy of something and not the joy of nothing as it is in the pictures.
This was the joy of the gun, the joy of the bullet, the joy of subordination, the joy of discipline, the joy of power. But it has proven not to be good enough for survival.
What do you think of the sculptor who made them, who created them?
He was a craftsman. He got his job. He had his sponsors, you know, in government, in the military. He got paid for it. He did it for his living. He had to feed his kids. He was a worker. He didn't take risks, no.
It makes me sad to see a cemetery of statues. I don't know who she was, but actually isn't it something very sad to see a statue lying or standing cut into two?
To me, it is our physical reality that there is no stone left on top of each other if we look through time long enough. But as the artist tried to put something into this stone, when I look at these fallen blocks of monuments, I do get a reaction in my inner sound body. To me, we carry around this type of a sound body which is constantly recording wherever we go and whatever we see. And that has a longer lifetime than these physical memories. That's how I see the transformation. It releases energy if I see this garden of fallen stones, of collapsed time, of collapsed human activity, whatever we call it. And being part of this building and collapsing process with my own lifetime gives me a good sense of where I stand and what can be achieved.
Accident can create pictures.
Yes, yes, that's how I work. I pick up these signals, these little bits of drops of time. It creates an inner drive, which then forms into the scripture of my hand.
Még elmegyek egy pillanatra a kamera előtt. Nem semmi, milyen szép lesz ez a szobor. Ezt kiégetem holnap.
Okay?
Csak akkor lehet a kemencébe betenni, ha száraz, de én még fogok vele csinálni egy jócska trükköt, alulról kiváljon.
What do you find interesting in that accidental something?
That different layers, you see? Different steps, different layers with no purpose.
It's very human to make mistakes, isn't it?
Yes, this is our human tradition.
So you hate perfectness.
You know, to be able to perform, you need a very high level of perfectness. It's a contradiction. Chaos and the urge to perfect things, and we constantly work with that, overlapping, disturbing each other.
You think that there is anything eternal?
I personally think the transformation process is eternal.
You like drawing in rain?
With watercolor, yes. Fluid. You cannot control it so easily. Will is dissolving in water.
Can you control water or you let it work?
You can control it by color.
The aquarelle is more, spiritual.
In a way, yes.
Whatever we call spiritual
Is all risk-taking. We then try to make it static by believing it. But in fact, it's all big risk.
If something is liquid, doesn't it make you fear that it is not eternal?
My way of doing it was to work fast. You have to act fast, you have to finish fast, and do many pieces. So many would just end up being no good. It's a gamble, totally unpredictable.
You have something which drives you to do those pictures. What
Well-
are you doing?
Play around, you know. Play around, you know. That's basically what I do, huh?
In Hungary, all the artists suffer. Is it true that you have to be hurt or harmed if you want to express something?
No. No. I don't. You see, the problem is always how do we get out of our inner Siberia, the country of the big sleep? How do we charge? I had the person once. She came, a young girl, she walked in my apartment, it was in Michigan in the United States, and she said, "Oh, that's all what you do? You take a bunch of lines and make a picture out of it." That's what it is, you know.
There's some music in the background if you hear it. So you are happy when you complete something?
Yes, I am.
And when are you unhappy?
In between, you are tense, you know. The thing is to get your mind prepared, to be in a state of preparedness.
You have something in mind, but you haven't started it yet.
You see, the problem is that if you have it already in mind, it's already past. Thinking, for me, is a reprocessing strategy of the mind. But to keep your mind prepared and not have it there sitting, you know, that's the most difficult thing. That's the moment of high tension. That's the moment of, it's an unforgiving moment because it's not a secure state of being, you know.
Are you sure that there comes a magic moment every day or every week when you are prepared to fulfill your expectations?
You never know when it's there, you know. This is non-predictable.
What is your soul like now? Is it filled with nothing or filled with anything?
I guess it's the urge to pull the imagination as we are used to it out of its sockets, you know, into a different form, into a different perspective. So I guess I'm working on that all the time.
Is there anyone in the history of art whom you respect as a painter, a Leonardo or a Picasso? Whom do you like as a painter?
I guess the older I get, I like them all, because I realize they do all different things than I do.
I know that you want to defend that it is your individual creation and not anybody else's help, what made you draw this. But sometimes when you say that it is not you who are drawing, but your instincts are drawing, perhaps the instinct, the driving force which drives you is somebody else's.
You see, what I say is, it is not my willpower. It's not the thought process. I try to cut through this preconceived state of mind that you always try to know everything ahead of time.
You always expect something to happen. Error is your friend, no?
Error is my friend, yes. There is no such thing as something dead wrong, you know. There is only something like a process halted. That's wrong, I know.
What does this music mean to you? I mean, does it mean anything, tuning the harpsichord? Just listen to it.
It's like the searching, you know. He searches, you see? You hear? He searches. he searches for the right tone, the right sound. And you can feel that, you can look for it, you know. I love this, you know. I love the concert before it is played, you know, when they practice. Then it's much more lively. I love this because it's like entering.
I feel that you prefer making the picture. The joy of making is higher than the joy of watching it at it as a complete piece of art.
I immediately move on, you see. I have already so many other things in my head.
But you don't use the word artist.
No, I do not.
You
You're
hate
right.
the word artist. Why?
I feel I like to be just a human being, you know.
One last question. That what do you think that Hungarian viewers will think of you after having seen this program?